Mornings are for dreamers. The break of dawn for champions. On 32 FM 94.9.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the break of dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
Thank God it's a beautiful Friday, and it's good to be here once again. It's 32 FM 94.9 Papers Review. It's called the Break of Dawn Newspaper Review. I am Olutayo Ogunade, and it's good to be here once again. Bimishemi is right here, and we go straight to the papers. Paula, say her name.
Yes, Gbemisola Shoyemi is the name. Thank you, Olutayo. We're live on YouTube. You can join us. Check out what is going on in the studio, and of course drop your comments on that platform, 32FM 949 Ibadan on YouTube. I'll start with Daily Post newspaper. Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu didn't sign any documents for freedom. Lawyer. Nigeria, South Korea to review MOU. Lagos announces extension of repair work on airport flyover. Reps move to intervene in $176 billion customs modernization project. Summons Emefiele, Hamid Ali. Governorship election, IGP deploys over 34,000 officers, 3 helicopters and others to Anambra State. Army debunks report of terrorists camping around Abuja and Niger. Fire, Governor Ongwayi intensifies safety measures ahead of dry season. ISWAP now chasing Boko Haram to northwest. El Rufai. Federal government to intervene in Nimasa Maritime Academy. Oron remittance controversy. And NAFDAC arrests fake injection water manufacturer in Zamfara State. University of Ibadan Governing Council shortlists 8 professors for VC position. Oyo revokes 22 contracts from contractors over inability to meet deadline. Obiano presents 141.9 billion naira appropriation bill for 2022. Federal government identifies key achievements of President Buhari's administration. Cross River Deputy Governor not competent to address labor issues. TUC. And Senator Danjuma decries insecurity, says it will take years to regain confidence of Nigerians to move together. Be sensitive to gender issues, NYSC DG urges Nigerians. And let's see 2 more from here. National Assembly to pass 2022 budgets before December 16. That's credited to Omo Agege. And finally, Buhari approves 2.5 billion naira take-off grant for senior citizens.
Let's see some more from Daily Trust's blasphemy drama as Abdul Jabbar tackles his lawyer in court. Over 40 bandits gunned down. Military finally confirms death of vicious ISWAP leader Al-Banawi. Okay, still from Daily Trust. NSAS coalition rejects attempt to set Lagos on fire again. 1 month after Daily Trust reports, military confirms ISWAP leader Al-Banawi dead. Okay, still some more from Daily Trust. We have this one. Honorable Shaban, if Giba election holds in Kano today, APC will lose. Also to National Assembly, ban government officials from sending kids to school abroad. At Risk Children Program, hope for Nigerian children. Okay, let's see. Nigeria must defend democracy. 1 month after we took that, you failed your constituents. Ganduje hits back at Shekarao orders. 2 more from Daily Trust before we go to another paper. Presidency, wait till 2031, Pandev tells Northerners. Presidency, wait till 2031, Pandev tells Northerners. Anambra governorship, Supreme Court affirms Soludo as a APGA candidate.
I use emergence as chair. North gets PDP's nod to contest 2023 presidency. That's from the Punch newspaper. More from that same paper this morning. Naira crashes to record low at official market. Ifeanyi Uba wants Nnamdi Kanu's arrest detention revisited. Aregbeshola's loyalists go for broke to elect parallel exco. Peter Obi distances himself from 2023 presidential campaign posters. Lifting 100 million Nigerians from poverty, ambitious World Bank economist. Enugu father hacks 32-year-old son to death for threatening to kill him. Ogun motorist hospitalized after police shooting at checkpoint. Cop arrested. From the metro side, 2 hunters missing. Gunmen killed as insurgents residents battle in Niger. 6 killed, others injured as truck bus collide in Ebonyi. Policemen invade gathering of mourners, kill Akwa Ibom youth. From the business side, Reps panel lists Ahmed, Emefiele, others for customs scanner probe. Federal government raises PPPRA, CBN, others' revenue targets by 754.31 billion naira. Let's see from the politics side. E-transmission of results will end violence, voter apathy, ex-deputy speaker. Court stops Edo PDP from sacking National Vice Chairman Obi. And finally from here, Supreme Court declares Soludo, APGA candidate, returns Oye as chairman.
From Premium Times, 2020 budgets, Buhari Oshibajo to spend 3.6 billion naira on feeding travels, highest since 2015. Adebowale emerges as UI 13th substantive VC. Nigerian military chief confirms death of ISWAP leader Al-Banawi. PDP national chairman, ex-Senate President Iyorchia Ayu emerges Northern Consensus candidate. Supreme Court affirms Soludo as APGA's governorship candidate. Oye as party's national chair. Still from Premium Times, how electronic transmission of results would impact 2023 elections. Jega. Naira in another record fall at official markets. Pastor supports governor's succession plan after government moves to demolish church. We've neutralized 250 bandits, captured 600. Irabo. Reps summon Finance Minister, CBN Governor, CG Customs over delayed $3.1 billion e-customs projects. NSA's anniversary, why Buhari should stop police from banning peaceful protest. Falana, World Sight Day. Power awareness, inaccessible eye services causing blindness in Nigeria as minister. And 1 year after the suspension of process, Nigerian University to appoint substantive VC today. Well, we have a confirmation already, and that is Professor Adebowale.
All right, let's take a few from the Nation newspaper. Navy intercepts 32.9 kg cocaine on vessel. Why North PDP leaders adopted IU as consensus chair candidate. Oshibajo to governors don't bank on monthly allocation. 7 die in Ebonyi road accident. Policeman kills morning guest in Eket. Nigeria has more than enough vaccines to cover all federal government workers. US donates 3.5 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine to Nigeria. Teenagers kill Okada man, steal his bike. Community leader kills son for threatening him. Those are all metro stories. Last Protect student killed at campus gate. And let's see a few from air. 3 abducted Catholic seminarians freed, okay? 3 feared killed, many injured in transport unions clash. And Oshibajo raises alarm over increasing number of widows and orphans. Those are all headlines from the Nation newspaper.
From the Guardian newspaper, police to deploy 34,587 men, 3 choppers for Anambra Giba. Ayu's consensus peak as PDP chair stirs debate on zoning. Bill Clinton in hospital with non-COVID infection. IPOB decries killings in Southeast, denies attack on Obiano. 45 billion naira disbursed for Blue Line project, says CBN. CDS dismisses alleged discrimination in military oppression. How ex-governor told us withdrew 800 million naira from 2 billion naira ecological fund. One more, okay, before we go on a break. Return of Benin bronzes begins next year as Nigeria, Germany sign MOU. We go on a short break. When we return, we go straight to the analysis.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bí mi ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jẹ owó tó tó wó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
Mú àlárere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo Airtel Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí. Ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó $100 mílíọ̀nù. Ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021. Fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Precious Cornerstone University, PCU, a faith-based institution located in the heart of the city of Ibadan, provides a student-friendly and enabling environment to fulfill your dreams. Precious Cornerstone University is a true pan-Nigerian university, currently with students from more than 22 states of the Federation. PCU is currently calling for admissions of new intakes, and with a minimum score of 120 in JAMB UTME with 5 O-level credits in English and mathematics alongside 3 other relevant subjects, you can enroll today in accounting, business administration, banking and finance, economics, computer science, microbiology, and more new courses have been approved. Mass communication, international relations, cyber security, software engineering, and procurement. Direct entry admission for all ND and HND holders is also ongoing, and students with lower mark than 120 can also register for JUPEB. Enroll online today at www.pcu.edu.ng and follow the procedure. Or you can visit the Precious Cornerstone University Campus 1 at Olaogun Odife Road, Ibadan, or call now 080-600-51554 or 081-3181-1946.
Center Fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuse chewing gum, not Center Fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. Yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Center Fresh. The correct chewing gum, not Center Fresh. No darling with Center Fresh. Center Fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín pa Zainab bọ́ba ti jí láàárọ̀ yóò kọ́ jẹun tó dáa yóò wá gbé pabambarì lé lórí Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 ara ti mókùnù ọpọlọ ti jí pépé iṣẹ́ yá.
lẹ́ òjò.
káàárọ̀ Zainab ìdí nù ti fi máa pegedé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
jọ̀ọ́bà náwó mọ̀wé hùn.
àti pàápàá ń bi eré Didion syrup of hemoglobin ní èròjà vitamin B12 nínú tí yóò mú kọ́pọlọ àtara rẹ̀ ó jí pépé ní ìgbáradì fún àṣeyọrí tí ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ́ ń gbà gbogbo. mu ṣíbí méjì Didion péré lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ṣíbí lásán tàbí kọ́ pòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ohun mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò tó bá fẹ́ràn. ọ̀yá gbéra ńlẹ̀ bí akọni pẹ̀lú Didion.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take Didion.
Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 agbára tí ń roni lágbára ẹ kàwé pélébé inú rẹ̀.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí, egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni, ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneto cleanser ni.
Jámi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneto cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè? lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
All right, welcome back from that break. 32 FM 94.9, the Breaker Dawn newspaper review. We get to take headlines from the dailies, we analyze them. We also get your reactions to the major headlines we take. All right, we took some headlines earlier and we'll be joined by Austin Idumo. But then let's take a look at some of the headlines we took earlier. We'll get to see the details of a few of them before we get to the analysis. This is a Daily Post and it says, Federal government identifies key achievements of President Buhari's administration. The federal government on Thursday identified social protection programs of President Muhammadu Buhari, such as the conditional cash transfer, as one of the key achievements of the current administration. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, stated these at the 2021 FRCN annual lecture. He said President Buhari has demonstrated an uncommon passion for inclusive social protection through the creation of lasting structures and institutions that will outlast his administration. He stressed that the president's passion was demonstrated in the creation of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development to cater for, among others, the vulnerable in the society. Federal government identifies key achievements of President Buhari's administration.
And from Daily Trust, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has asked government officials and President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to withdraw their children from foreign universities and enroll them in Nigeria. It also called on National Assembly to initiate a law that makes it compulsory for the public office holders to send their wards to public schools in the country, saying such a step would let the officials know the decay in public universities. It's a long story. The ASU president, Professor INT'L, gave this charge in Abuja at the reconvened meeting with the federal government being consolidated by the Minister of Labour and Employment. From Daily Trust newspaper, ASU to National Assembly, banned government officials from sending kids to school abroad.
From Daily Post as well, Buhari approves 2.5 billion naira takeoff grant for senior citizens. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 2.5 billion naira as a takeoff grant for the National Senior Citizen Center, NSCC. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Sadia Farouk, made this known yesterday. Recall that the NSCC Act 2018 was signed by the President to allow the establishment of the center by institutions and the 3 tiers of government to cater for the needs of senior citizens. The minister said the grant was presently being processed for disbursement to the center. Buhari approves 2.5 billion naira takeoff grant for senior citizens.
Still from Daily Trust, 134 billion naira National Assembly budget too small. House of Reps. The House of Representatives has faulted the 134 billion naira allocated to the National Assembly in the 2022 appropriation bill. While contributing to a debate at Parliament on Thursday, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, spokesman of the lower legislative chamber of the National Assembly, described the budget as too small. Continuing, he said, despite the increase in the amount of statutory transfers in the 2022 budget, the percentage of transfer to the National Assembly did not reflect the increase. From Daily Trust, 134 billion naira National Assembly budget too small. House of Representatives.
Still talking about money, federal government raises PPPRA, CBN, others revenue targets by 754 billion naira. And the federal government has reviewed upwards the independent revenue projection for ministries, departments, and agencies in the 2022 fiscal period by 754.31 billion naira. The money indicates an increase of 71.09% from the approved 1.06 trillion naira in the 2021 fiscal period to 1.86 trillion naira next year. The figures are contained in the 2022 budget proposal. About 222 agencies are required to pay their operating surpluses into the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the federal government based on the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. Federal government raises PPPRA, CBN others' revenue targets by 754.31 billion naira.
2022 budget. Buhari Oshibajo to spend 3.6 billion naira on feeding travels, highest since 2015. President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Oshibajo plan to spend 3.57 billion naira on feeding and travel expenses. Details of the 2022 budget proposal have shown. The amount is the highest since Mr. Buhari assumed office. Premium Times Review has shown the president proposed 2.6 billion naira of the amount for his office, while 778 million naira was set aside for Mr. Oshibajo's office. Presidential travels will go up 2.3 billion naira, 775.6 million for local trips, and 1.5 billion naira for international journeys. From Premium Times 2022 budget, Buhari Oshibajo to spend 3.6 billion naira on travel and feeding. Austin Udumu joins us on the program. Good morning to you, Austin Udumu.
Good morning, Tayo. And good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry for coming back. It's time.
No problems. Let's start off from here. PDP National Chairman, ex-Senate President Iyo Chahayu emerges Northern Consensus candidate.
Yes, the Northern Caucus of the PDP has finally agreed and settled down for Dr. Iyo Chahayu, the Third Republic Senate President. He was voted as Senate President under the platform of the SDP. The class of the likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Senate between 1992 and 1993, and also the likes of Rashidi Ladoja. Yes, he has the pedigree in terms of credibility. He also has it. He served in several ministerial capacity under former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He's from Boko in Benue State. He's very influential politically. He rarely or hardly make noise. Most of the time, you won't even hear of his name from Benue State. Now, of course, some central PDP, not central, bigwigs came together to say that no, we want the slot of the president, which is the presidential ticket. We do not want that of the national chairman of the party. But now, unanimously, they have been able to agree that Senator Ayu should go and be the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. He was preferred ahead of the former governor of Katsina State and another prominent politician, Abdul Nigi from the Northeast. So that is for the PDP. Let's see how it goes. The choice of where the zone, where the president will come from for 2023 for the PDP is still very dicey at this particular point in time. Of course, there is this arrangement that where the presidential candidate comes from, the national chairman should come from that half of the country too. But under the PDP, it has also happened that between 2005 and 2007, it was Ahmadu Ali that was the national chairman of the PDP, and at the end of the day too, Yar'Adua emerged as the PDP presidential candidate in 2007. So anything is very much likely as far as this PDP politicking is concerned. So the point I'm making is that there may likely be a scenario where the presidential candidate of the PDP might still have to come from the north. But the southern PDP politicians need to play their politics.
So this is the appointment or emergence of Ayu looks like a decoy here.
Of course, that is what it looks like, because the agreement is that they are swapping the entire National Working Committee slots. They are swapping it between the two half of the country. So National Working Committee offices from the south will move automatically to the north, and those in the north will come to the south. But the zoning committee has failed to talk about presidential zoning of presidential candidate. They didn't talk about that. You can see in the headlines this morning, Kau Baraje, who is from the North Central, who is from Kwara State, is saying that the North can still produce the presidential candidate of the PDP. So if care is not taken, crisis is in the offing.
And Ayu is always seen as a liberal person, open-minded person.
Of course, an open-minded person. I told you earlier, he really makes noise and is a very influential politician.
But now that he's on the playing field, do you see him still maintaining this privacy?
Well, let's see how it goes. The major problem for party chairmanship is Nigerian governors. That's the major problem. Governors under the platform of the party. It's sweet today. They are saying, "Oh, it is Ayu that we want." But I hope a time will not come when they will also unanimously move against him. You understand? So governors always want to dictate what happens within the party. But this time around, it's not only governors, but the governor of Benue State, Autumn, is a very strong backer of Iyocha Ayu. So let's see how it goes.
But what of governors from the southwest, particularly looking at Seyi Makinde here? He supported Oyinlola as the PDP national chairman.
Yes, he supported Oyinlola as the PDP chairman. But they were also looking at the possibility of presidential ticket for the south, and they voted. If you look at the line of voting or the pattern of voting in their meeting, the PDP governors meeting, wherein they vote on this issue of zoning, you discover that most governors under the platform of the PDP from southern Nigeria actually voted that the chairmanship ticket should move to the north, indirectly speculating that the presidential ticket probably were to come to the southern Nigeria. But no mention was made as far as that is concerned. They said they don't want to throw the party into crisis. Let them do their primary election for elective officers for the party, and thereafter they will now talk about zoning the presidential ticket. Let's see how it goes.
All right, this is from Punch newspaper. Naira crashes to record low at official market. The value of the Naira fell further by 1.68% against the dollar at the official market on Thursday. At the investor and exporter foreign exchange window, the local currency opened at 413 Naira to a dollar on Thursday, but closed at 422 Naira to a dollar. The Naira has depreciated by 0.19% to 415 Naira on Wednesday after closing at 415 Naira on Tuesday. And at the parallel market, it was bought for 565 Naira and sold for 570 Naira.
Yes, Naira has continued to the free fall. It's very sad, but like I've always said, I don't think there's anything in the immediate that we can do to salvage the currency, except we want to deceive ourselves. Based on current economic reality, we might have to still continue for a longer period with this trend. Naira has fallen. Some people projected that this is the highest in recent time, especially the official rate. You know, the parallel market rate has falls at will, because that is most especially speculative. Now we are talking about the NAFES platform. NAFES was adopted as the official forex rate by the CBN, I think around May this year. NAFES is Nigeria Autonomous Forex Market. That is the official rate that the CBN has set. Now we are having a fall at the official rate. What do you now expect at the parallel market? There is always this huge gap. And don't also forget too, anytime Naira want to crash officially, there's always a momentum, which means that it crashes on a very big scale. The last time we experienced this was when it was 380. It moved from 380 to as low as 410 or 411, thereabout. In as much as we continue to spend about 30% of our forest earning on the importation of PMS alone, quote it, 30% of our forest earning on importation of PMS. How much earning do we even get from the sale of crude? Now we trade in return about 30% of whatever that we have to be able to buy crude oil. So that is also taking us to the issue of local refinery in the country. So we are spending so much on the importation of refined petroleum product into the country, which is strictly uncalled for. So let government also look at other area wherein exportation can be made and we get adequate forests into the country. If we don't do that, we may deceive ourselves for a longer time.
The orientation that CBN strategies and policies will save the naira, how much longer do you think would have to wait before the naira is saved?
We are not even talking about savior for the naira here. We are talking perhaps about stability of the naira. You know, there was a time, precisely during the time Moshibajo was the acting president, to almost a year after or 2 years, there was stability in the exchange rate. For like a period of 2 years, there was relative stability.
What did he do then?
See, it's a matter of policy on one hand, but don't also forget the economy has not been so battered the way it is now if you compare with then. Look at the level of insecurity. At those times, the insecurity situation have not been so escalated. Farmers can still go to the farm. We still have other agricultural products to still be able to export out of the country. At that time, investors can still come into the country. You know, even if you devalue the naira, again and again officially, you discover that investors will not still come. Investors will not want to put money in an insecure environment, in a place where their money will not be safe. Number one, in a place where in terms of manpower their personnel will not be safe. They don't do that. So these are areas where we actually need to work on. So if we work on this area, we'll be able to save the naira. CBN policies alone cannot by fiat save the naira. They can only improve on monetary component, which I think that CBN has done over time. But in terms of restoring the lost glory of the naira, we need conscious effort, especially on the side of the fiscal policy, to be able to rescue the naira once and for all.
All right. The leader of the Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP, Abu Musab al-Banawi, is dead. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Rabah, said Abu remains dead, in his own words.
Yes, he's dead. He is belated. Of course, he's coming from the Nigerian military officially. You know, this happened, I think, about a month ago, to be precise. But the Nigerian army was skeptical about it because, unlike in the case of Shekau, those times, Nigerian army will come out and say, we have been able to kill him. They did that repeatedly for over, I think, about 5 times, when they will kill Shekau and he will resurrect. And since then, Nigerian military have been able to be very more careful in releasing statements like this. So Nigerians already know this is the time we can wage war against this element. Shekau took his life at a moment he was about to be captured by members of the ISIS, a faction within the terrorist camp. So this was the same thing that also happened to Abanawi. So let the Nigerian military also gather momentum. Abanawi was practically responsible for major assault against military formation. So now that it's out of the way, what are we doing differently? Let us capitalize on this particular area. That most time, you know what they do, what the terrorists do most time is that at any point in time, they want to effect change in their leadership, in the hierarchy of their leadership. So in the process of doing that, they want to eliminate some and actually elect some. Maybe they suspect that, oh, this person is having a soft spot, what the Yoruba people will call Kenyan Gbabode, boya èèyàn lè fẹ́ gbàbọ̀dé, be something like that. They want to take the person out of the way. Maybe the person is no longer serving their interest and elect a new person. So it's a good one that we are having this at this time. Lucky Rabah has come out to officially confirm that. Let the ministry sustain the bombardment and let's see with our various hardware equipment that we have been able to procure recently. Let's see whether there will actually be a game-changing operations in the handling of these terrorists. I think it's a good one on a general note.
Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has revealed what he described as his biggest fear about Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorist group. He said the biggest fear is that Boko Haram members may relocate from the northeast to the northwest. And he also called for a collaborative effort between the federal and state governments and Nigerians, of course, in combating terrorism. This fear of ease, has it not been something? I mean, it looks like we have some of these criminalities even moving to the south already.
Yes, it's an understatement, you know. If Erufai is coming out this time to raise this alarm, I think what we should be discussing now is effort that is being made to be able to stamp them out. It's no longer news that these elements have been fragmented in such a way, and some of them are now scattered. Not even in Northwest, they are in North Central. You know, sometimes ago, they hosted a flag at a particular point in time in Niger. I think around Shiroro area, they hosted a flag while they were praying. You know, that time people had to remove the insinuation and say, oh, it might not be true, this might just be another audio thing and what have you. Then the governor of Niger State had to come out to confirm and say Boko Haram are now in my state. Don't also forget Sule, the governor of Nasarawa State, at some point had to come out to say that, oh, Boko Haram are now in my state. But because of prayer and what have you, he had to retract the statement, I think, few days later. So it is no longer news. What we should do is, how do we sustain effort on the part of these various governments in terms of synergy, collaboration on the part of state government with the effort of the federal government? That is what we should be talking about. The type of kidnapping coordinated attack that is going on, especially in Northwest, you discover that these are more or less like terrorist operation and activity. Don't forget, I think the Kangara school adoption, we learned authoritatively that it was Boko Haram that contracted the leaders of bandits in that area to help them carry out that adoption. When that adoption happened, a statement was released by members of Boko Haram. Tayo, if you can recall, that Boko Haram was responsible for that particular adoption. But we quickly said no. Even the governor of Niger State at that time said no, it can't be Boko Haram. They are just hyping themselves. They are just over exaggerating the situation. But later, investigation revealed that yes, the federal government paid 800 million naira at that particular point in time. It was later said that yes, it was Boko Haram that actually gave the contract to these bandits to be able to adopt. So in a nutshell, they work in synergy, they work in collaboration. That is why we must get to a level where we have to summon the political courage to declare this bandit as a terrorist organization.
All right, 137 billion naira National Assembly budget too small, House of Reps.
I think it's just a way of, for example, the goat eating your yam and also smiling at you. That is, I think, is playing on the sensitivity, the collective intelligence of Nigeria.
There's something I would like you to do for us. Help us visualize a billion naira, better. So we can know when we talk about 1 billion, 2 billion, 100 billion.
Yes.
So we know what it means.
A billion naira is 1,000 in 1 million places. Some people call it 1,000 million. You understand? That is what in 134 places. For how many members? For about 469 members of the National Assembly. We are not even talking about 134 billion. We are still talking about another fund, which is the constituency fund, about 100 million naira. Does this particular allocation suggest that we are lacking funds in Nigeria? Does it suggest an era of austerity in the country, where you see a situation where, whether we like it or not, budgetary allocation will continue to increase? What is the economic value that these members of the National Assembly, when I talk about members of the National Assembly, I'm also extending it to members of the executive. What are they adding? What value are they adding? The primary purpose of a legislature is to make law for the prosperity of life of the people within their constituent. As their laws within the period under review been able to impact positively on the life of Nigerians. So these are the issue. You do this and spite Nigeria to it, and telling us that what can we do. Look at the amount voted for Mr. President, for example, to feed for 2022. You see, for travel and feeding, over 3 billion naira. Does that the presidency also acknowledge that there is increase in the prices of food in the market. What is in it for the common man? A country that has budgeted $189, give me $189. Your own share in the 2022 budget is $189. My own share is $189
for the whole year
per annum. Tayo's share is $189, whereas a country even within Africa, South Africa for example, is budgeting over $2,000 for our citizens. Let's not even talk about US that is close to $90,000. So here we are in the country. If you just oppose this to the issue of lack of funds that we are talking about, look at MDA. I read you just took the headline this morning that the federal government has increased revenue target for some MDAs that were not able to meet their targets for the period under review.
There was a
you are now increasing their target. When they now get to a level, you now talk about deficit, and you now go to borrowing to finance and plunge some of these leakages, which means you are borrowing to service consumption.
There was a threat by the National Assembly that if you did not meet your targets in the previous fiscal year, you would not be given allocation for the new year.
Have we been able to do that?
Because this threat comes every year.
What the Fiscal Responsibility Act says is that any operating surplus should be paid back into the Federation account. That is the way it works. The only time it was effective was under Yaradua, that he boasted and he charged all the ministry, department and agencies that every operating surplus must come. Why must we continue to reiterate it? Why don't we strengthen that particular platform? The laws are there already. The Fiscal Responsibility has stated it expressly, and it is clear. So why are we doing that? So if you look at some of these frivolities that we talk about, you know, the other time the budget office, the budget office had to give a verbal approval for the spending of 19 billion under the same economy,
right. So,
under the service-wide vote.
Just so we know, I mean, if you have access to $1 billion and let's say you pay $1 million rent annually, you'll be able to pay your landlord for 1,000 years.
That is what it means. At
$1 million per year.
So how many of the fund in the budget is going to infrastructure? How many is going to healthcare delivery? How many is going to the issue of construction of road and what have you? Education. So these are the areas the government really need to wake up. Our budget does not suggest that we are in need of funds. Our budget does not suggest that the economy is bad. The lifestyle of our politicians, look at the variance, the difference between what the president will use to eat and that of the vice president. That is why you see some people having become vice president or deputy governor, they still want to be number one at all costs because of things like not even times 2, it's almost going to like times 3. So these are the issue. Oh, Tayo, let me also add this. The federal government opened up this. That is why we are talking about it. Right. We are also talking to Oyo State government. We don't know how much our governor is spending on feeding. Let us open the books. Last year they said we didn't ask. We didn't ask the finance minister before a budget breakdown was done. So we are charging Oyo State government. How much have you voted for the office of the governor? Let us see the breakdown. Let us see who is taking what. How much have you voted for the State House of Assembly? Because with that, we'll be able to critique the policy. We'll be able to critique the process. And with the view of bringing out the best for all of us. Most of the time, we talk more about the federal government because it is statutory. Every year when the budget is presented, the Minister of Finance has another job the following day to give Nigerians the breakdown. That is why we can criticize that the president is sitting or will be eating with 3.5 billion naira or so. It will travel with so amount of billion. So we'll be able to check in it. What is the component of this budget?
By the time we further break down the budget of your state, there is something interesting that I have noticed in it. You'll find out that in most states of the Federation, a lot goes into recurrent expenditure, and just a mega amount goes to infrastructural development, or budget. In your state, the reverse is the case. You have so much going into infrastructural development or budget, and just a little of that going into recurrent. And I was asking, how are they going to be able to achieve this at the end of the day? Or let's look at the practicability.
See, Tayo, we need we need a practical budget, a budget that can perform, not just an ambitious budget. look at the ambition of the federal government to lift 1 million people, 100 million people out of poverty. The World Bank has just come out to tell us that is ambition, and we have said it times without number. When I also saw the budget of Oyo State, I said, how are you going to do this? Then let us look at the last year in terms of the component for capital project. How has it performed? It's not just enough to use it as a small screen, because there is what we call cosmetic accounting. It suggests that the more you look, the less you see. All the money you say you are voting for capital expenditure last year, where are these projects? Where are the critical infrastructure that were built with it? Because for a government, for example, that budget like 52% for capital project, we are supposed to clap for this government. But at the end of the day, how fair has this capital component done? Because the only thing that has performed the most, government in, government out, budget in, budget out, is the recurrent component. That one can perform like 90%. But when it comes to capital, how much have we been able to achieve? So the point I'm making is that it's not just enough to vote amount of money to say that, because the budget must.
Capital is the basis for any development.
It's the basis for any development, because you have not laid off people. I'm aware that Oyo State government is also trying to. Oyo State government has recruited people between last year and this year. And that will also be captured in the 2022 budget. It's also doing some things that the previous administration failed to do in terms of gratuity, in terms of pension and what have you. And those that has been laid off inappropriately is trying to bring them back. All of this form the basis of recurrent expenditure. So how come the government is making it look as if recurrent expenditure is coming down and capital is going up? We need to really look at it. That is why we need some of this breakdown of the budget.
We need to go on a break. We'll be back.
With INT'L Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the INT'L HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified INT'L shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
INT'L, the smartphone network.
The next family to perform is the Johnson's family. I'm breaking all limits. For this I turn challenges into opportunities. Now me go be the next world.
BioVit Vitamin B Complex is an ideal daily supplement for the family. Manufactured with vitamin B1, B2, and B6. BioVit supports development of the infant and helps boost energy for pregnant women. For a healthier and happier family, take BioVit.
BioVit Vitamin B Complex. Strength for active family. Produced by Daily Need Industries. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
Set to fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not Santa Fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I get confidence. Santa Fresh. The correct chewing gum, not Santa Fresh. No darling with Santa Fresh.
Santa Fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Kung Fu?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
ó fẹ́ bẹ́gbẹ́ pé kó láwùjọ àwọn kòsíkòsí gbogbo ìgbà kó sì máa gbọ́ bùkátà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited ladò bá ní ìmọ̀tòsí tí ń bá ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀la nílànà káràkátà àwọn kò ṣeé mọ̀ ní ojoojúmọ́ bíi herbal food supplement àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ́ẹ̀ lè tó ẹ̀yáwó ọlọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan dúró dè ọ́ bó ṣe ń darapọ̀ mẹ́gbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá sì darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pẹ̀lú owó yín ó máa jèrè tabua lóṣooṣù. bákan náà ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá dókòwò pẹ̀lú wa láti sin yìí ló máa gbẹ̀bùn fáànù jẹnẹrétọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ èyí wà fájọyọ̀ bá ṣe ń pín ọdún kan lóṣù October ọdún tá a wà yìí ẹ kàn sí multi-level marketing ní health concern building lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ MRS filling station nítòsí Bishop Phillips Academy Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn àtẹ̀kálẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wa ní Stanbic Bank building Niger West area Challenge Ìbàdàn pé 090-5000-4816 090-5000-4816.
Babe, I can't believe I won't see you again till next week. I've really missed you.
Nah, I miss you more.
That's impossible because I miss you more.
Me, I miss you like Ilode.
Oh my. Wow, babe. We've been talking for like forever. Oh yeah. Time to hang up.
No, you hang up.
Okay. Let's hang up on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You didn't hang up.
Neither did you, Joe.
That's because I don't want to stop hearing your voice.
Aw, babe.
Your pillow talk doesn't have to end when you talk all day long for just 11 co per second to all networks. Dial star 311 hash to get talking right away.
Glow Unlimited.
Hello! We believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes! With Titan Farms, there's always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Upland City, Monia, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
32 FM 94.9 Friday edition of the Breakdown newspaper review. Now we go to the phone line. The lines are live 0705 5000 949 009 7000 949. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yamola from UI. Briefly, I want to comment on the project, identifiable project that the Vice President is talking about. And one of the headlines that he said that the increase of is worried about the increased number of widows. I don't know the one causing it. This man, in this country, I'm afraid of a lot of pastors in this country. During the election, he was sharing 10,000 naira calling to trade that money in every market to make sure that Nigeria gets a bad leader. Now he wants to use 3 billion out of them and they are increasing fuel to 320 naira. Those people that are borrowing Nigeria money, they are the ones killing this country. They are the enemies of this country, not even this corrupt government. That's the best of today.
All right, sir. Thank you, Adeshi Amolala. 0809 7000 949 0705 5000 949. You can also drop your comments on YouTube quickly before we step out of the studio. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, baby.
Good morning.
Austin, good morning. God bless you. See, as I'm speaking with you, honestly, I'm crying. Because look at the huge amount of money budgeted for legislative assembly and the presidency. Why a common Nigeria cannot afford to buy 2 cups of rice? That's why I keep on saying, with this current structure, Nigeria cannot move forward. Thank you. Have a nice day. This is Mubasho.
Thank you, Mubasho.
0809 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Mubasho, thank you. We'll see your comment on YouTube. Good morning to you, Tayo and Bimi. God bless you and have a nice weekend. Thank you, and you too. 009 7000 949.
All right, and of course 0705 5000 949. Of course, I think a lot of people are reacting more to the budget because it seems that is what is the most important at the moment. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
Alaji from Coca-Cola. Yeah, the way I'm speaking is now is that Mr. President come to enjoy of his edge over the this time around, because look at what have been voted for the clinic, the kitchen, and furniture since he came. It's like instead of changing the status as per the affluence of our people, he has aggravated it to the next level. That's why the vote for presidency for their merriment is now more going up every year, instead of cutting the cost of governance, so that the other critical sector could be attended to. They are making it more affluent. God help us.
All right, Alaji, 0705 5949 0809 7949. Let's see this comment on YouTube.
Nusi Hamed, please, Ibadan is too dirty. The governor should do something enough of the photos. Okay, I'm sure they can listen to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
John from Ibadan. I have to be honest with you this morning. I regret to know a nation called Nigeria.
Okay, positivity.
Yes, Nigeria will rise again. That's the truth. We had glory before. Our glory has been lost at a time. Definitely, we are going to rise again. Let us be very optimistic. Even if we lose confidence at this moment, better times are ahead.
Thank you, Austin, for those words, kind words about the country. We have to step out of the studio now. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., join us again for the Saturday edition.
When you say glory has departed, it's heavy.
Yes, it's heavy.
It has more meaning when you even say it in Yoruba.
Yes, but when there is life,
there's hope.
There's hope.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you, dear listener. Much more. Thank you for your calls and your comments. I am Olutayo Ogunade. At 7, please join Auntie Yellow for Smart Kids Show.
And I am Bemisola Shoyemi. Have a great weekend.
The 7-star DJ. This is 32 FM.
I am Oiza, and this